Hello. So today's January the 30th, 2024. You can see around here, these were the fields that we did in the summer, but usually we've got 3 feet of snow on them, but as you can see, we've got next to no snow. It's melted off. So we're gonna do some bale busting. This bale here is it's a clover silage bale that we put up. It's a 5-foot bale, but we cut it back to 4 feet in diameter. And we have sisal twine on it, which we usually take off so it doesn't wrap on the rotor. And then this one here is a 4x4 bale, or 4x5, I guess. It's got net wrap on it. It's supposed to be a horse bale hay, so we'll see. You get in down here, it's, you can't get your hand in. It's, in my opinion anyways, I don't know, viewers can chime in, I guess. In my opinion, if you can't get your hands in like this, for horse hay anyways, it's too tight. Then it starts to caramelize a bit inside. But that's my opinion. For comparison, you can see the silage bale. We build it up wet. We use a chain baler, an old chain baler. And you can still get your hand in, even though this is, but this was wrapped, so it's all wet, fermented, It smells nice. So yeah, anyways, we're gonna head out there, and you can see the cows, the ice sheets, the ice age, or whatever you want to call it, and then, but we're gonna bale bust over where there's no ice, because we don't, for obvious reasons. So, okay, we'll talk to you in a few. Well, you can see what it did here. I mean, this is really nice speed. We move along, we try and keep a fairly narrow windrow, that way they don't lie on it, but I mean, you can see this stuff. They really like it. I mean, it smells almost like wine, you know. There's no dust or anything in it, of course. It's quite a nice speed. So we're going to take this off. And if you want to show them a little bit about the machine, it's a hay buster. It's an old girl. It's a 256 plus 2. And it's set up on sort of a homemade fine cut. It's got 7 bars on it. And they're set at the maximum so that the knives take the minimum amount to try and break it up. We modified it a little bit too. It has you undo it here and the door swings out. Like you take this bolt out and you can put a bale on and you can drop it on the field if you want as a whole bale. Other than that, I guess it works good. For cattle farming, I don't know. I think these bale processors they're really nice for bedding, and we'll do a bedding bale later too. So, but right now we're gonna cut this good stuff off. We're really picky about this. And one thing too is whenever we work on these machines, we shut them off and we don't dump the bales in with the rotor going. We shut the rotor off, dump the bale in, back it away from the rotor, and then start the rotor.
Otherwise you can break the shaft and damage the bearings.
That's right, and I think that's Haybuster's procedure on the manual. I'm not going to swear on it, but I'm pretty sure it is. Like I said, we'll let the viewers chime in if they would feed this as a primo horse bale. It was sort of what it was sold as, but we had to buy hay this year, and we a little bit short of hay for horses because we were pretty fussy about our horse hay. And so I told my sister, she's got 2 horses, we got 2 horses. And I said, well, I'll just buy a few extra bales. And I bought them, but we did a swap on some other stuff. Hopefully it's better. But you can see, like, this is a bit of the caramelization. So piece of water in the mouth or whatever it was.
I have a pain this net wrap.
It's not bad, you know, it comes off. I haven't had to beat it off. It's actually, even the other ones, the real old ones, when it was cold. This one's more of a pain because it's, I think it's a brand or something. It's edge wrap. It goes around the edge too.
Oh, I see.
Okay, here's where she starts. Usually it just pulls off in one great big chunk like this, and you don't have to worry too much about it. But that was on the other bales, the bigger bales, the bedding bales. We haven't had to pull any off of this one yet. You got that hung there? Thank you. There's our handy spot for it right here. Like I said, we're really picky about it, so. You'll have to discount this because it was, this one was sitting in the water, not in the water, it was just sitting on the snow. Okay, well, if you look ahead, you can see where we're going. But normally, like at this time of year, we can't even get out here. And in fact, we had a snowfall, probably almost, the snow had mounted up to at least here, and we weren't bale busting anymore out here. We were doing some way over there where that black, those are tires actually. We were doing some on that hillside, we were feeding there, but we brought them in and we were a little nervous of having them way out here. The one day we saw 2 wolves out here looking around, so, and the cattle were bedded down in the timber, so it, you know, we brought them a little bit closer to home, but we're gonna go through here. We're probably gonna not do anything through the dip because there's a bit of water there, so. You can see right behind us the gang caught up. Always worried that somebody else is gonna get the better stuff than they're not, so. The ones you see up front are usually the more competitive ones. But this is a yearling here, like a heiferette or a yearling that they're all sort of pets, they got names, and then the one bit behind there is an older cow there, and then the one hiding behind her is a great big bruiser. She's about 3, she's be a 3rd calver, I think. Yeah, she's a pushy thing. And then there's another one too. But yeah, as you can see, they like that stuff. One thing with the fine cut too is, especially with the hay, is they can't just pick and choose and spread it around. They grab every mouthful and eat it. So, you know, that's kind of a neat thing. Oh, something scared her.
Pretty dusty, that one, eh?
Yeah, so there you have that. One thing about this machine, it knocks the dust off. It's more palatable for the cattle, but it's not a miracle machine. It won't, it doesn't turn poo into gold sort of a deal. Like if you got your feed values down, or your whatever nutrients and all that are down, it's not going to magically add it. It just makes it a little easier for the cattle to get at it. But you can see, I mean, this is definitely not green, green horse hay. But, the cattle, that's the advantage of cattle. Roughage like this, they thrive on it, actually. So, and they've got, that other bale was a good quality bale, and then they pick away at it. And there's lots of room for everybody to pick. So if you swing over here on the hillside here, you can see the manure. You can see the tires in the distance, but you can see the manure on these hillsides. And if you look for hay crop 23, you'll see where we're stubbing our toes on the real thin stuff there with our lovely hawkweed. And this manure and straw and cattle urine, that really gets rid of those hawkweeds. So you can see on the hillside there. But like I said, normally we're not out here at all. We've closed it down. Usually by Christmas time we close it down. So we're going to head back, and we're going to grab a bale that's actually meant to be dusty. They were baled up. They were baled up a little bit wet or tough, and it's for bedding. So, and you'll see what that's all about. So.